Welcome to Daily Ad Brief. I'm Christina Daves, your host of PR Champions, and today we are headed to steamy Hutto, Texas to chat with Dennis Welch of Articulate PR and Communications. Welcome, Dennis.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
So let's talk about what you do for your clients, types of clients that you work with, and how you turn them into stars.
Well, we have an unusual approach. I told somebody recently, I said, I have an MBA and we don't do anything that they taught us in MBA school except have an accountant to help us with our taxes. The way we select clients. So what we do is primarily is somebody brings us a book here in the nutshell. Here it is, and then we choose whether we're going to work on it or not. And then, we go out to the media and set up interviews and do a campaign, basically write a press kit, pull a media list, go out and beat a drum for the book and or the author or both. Typically it's both. And if I have a great author story and a pretty good book, that's a good thing. If I have a great author story and a great book, that's even better.
And so when you talk about the story, it's really important you need a hook. Because I was going to ask you, are you marketing the book or are you marketing the author as the story or the expert? So why do you need a good hook to get media? And then how do you work with your authors to do that?
There's a couple of things. Yes. My one time I was sitting in the green room at CNBC with my client, and my contact there was sitting with me, and she said, Dennis, I really love working with you, but I want you to know that I get almost 1,000 pitches a day from people like you, and that do what you do. And she said, some days I just come in and I just nuke them all. And she said, I don't want you to ever be offended if you don't hear back from me, because you're one of the ones I want to answer. And so, that I already knew this in my heart. I knew, and in my head too, that, that these people get a lot of stuff, and the higher up the food chain you go, the more stuff they're getting. And so, what I figured out a long time ago, Christina, is that my job is not to tell the whole story. My job is to tell enough of the story to intrigue somebody. And, my sort of underlying philosophy for everything I do is that every good thing happens in a dialogue. And most of us are not in dialogues. We think we are. Social media even makes us think that we're in a dialogue, but we're really in a monologue. And so the trick is to tell enough to somebody who's very busy and quickly get to it, something that intrigues them. And, in my other life, I'm a published songwriter. And so I just sort of bring that whole idea of quickly getting to the point and, making sure there's hooks and not wasting any words and all that. I just bring all that to my PR work. And it's amazing what happens when you choose the right words.
And I love that you brought that up, because that's the PR world, and PR and marketing are getting a little cloudy. But you brought up some specifics on PR. What else can what's the difference between PR and marketing?
PR is really publicity. It's going out. In fact, it's the part of my business that probably bothers me the most when I think about it, is that we get people, if somebody goes on the Today Show, they become a bit more famous, but that doesn't guarantee that people are going to be out, buying the book today and making it a bestseller. Marketing is actually selling and getting attention from buyers, at Barnes and Noble and Amazon, and sort of, making sure if there's companies, for example, a lot of my books are business books. And so sometimes companies will buy, boxes of books because they want their leadership to have read this book. And so marketing is what makes that happen. But the truth is that these two things really dovetail. there's a what I do is I do a report every single week that I send to the publisher and the author and their sales team and all that. And it says, look, here's some cool things that are happening for your author, and here's some places they're going to be seen in the media. And my hope is that a good salesman will be able to use that media attention to say to some buyer somewhere, you should probably buy a few copies of this because this guy's going to be in the Wall Street Journal or wherever. And so they do go together, but they're two kind of distinct things, actually.
Yeah, I love that. So true. I tell my clients too, we can get you the publicity, but it's up to you to be your own megaphone. So thank you for joining us today, Dennis. That was really, really a great chat. I really enjoyed having you on.
Thank you. I enjoyed being here, and I hope some of this was helpful for your viewers. Thank you. Hope to see you again sometime.
Thank you.
All right. Take care.
Thanks, Dennis.
Bye-bye.
Okay.
Thanks.
To learn more about Dennis and Articulate PR and Communications, head over to Daily Ad Brief. I'm Christina Daves, your host of PR Champions, and I'll see you next time.
Simplify presents Addressable CTV, combining the power of TV with the targeting and attribution of digital. Simplify's Addressable CTV delivers massive reach with the ability to scale without sacrificing precision. TV buyers can generate incremental reach with household-level targeting, frequency controls, reporting, and insights. To learn more about Simplify's Addressable CTV and what it can do for your clients, visit simply.fi.